that might be worth a look.
Yourself and the kids. Ready by the door. You should do the same.
But Mummy, I don't want to leave.
No point arguing with the guard.
I know, sweetie. But we'll be safe in the wild. All right?
Open up. No traps, please.
Why don't we talk about something else? Did you try that right recipe I gave you?
They take your gold, but they leave. Cursed to put my hands on everything.
That'll make a great. Welcome to Sword Coast Couriers. To send and to serve. Delivery not guaranteed. Well, we've had to change the policy. Hard to send letters by road when there's a rampaging army of fanatics bearing down on you. I'll tell you, it's left me in a right pickle. I've sent what I can by pigeon, but now something's attacking them and all. Become a postmaster, Danzo. It'll be easy. Nobody mentions having to spend your evenings hunting for pigeon carcasses, do they? Well, if it's not too much trouble, I'd be much obliged. Any letters you find, bring them back to me, unopened, of course, and there's some gold in it for you.
Fascinating. Outraged.
I have some.
Please, my son. He's only a boy. You must understand.
Ah, are you trying to get into the city? Got a minute to tell me about your experience at the gate today? I'm Lens, roving reporter for the Baldur's Mouth Gazette. My editor sent me to cover the drama out here at the gate. He wants some fluff piece about the heroic Steel Watch keeping the mob at bay, whether or not that's the truth or not. That the refugees here are desperate, hungry, scared people. They're no mob. They just want to be safe. I've heard the rumours. Absolutists marching from Moonrise Towers. Whole towns felled by strange curses. It's no wonder they ran. Of course, I can't write any of that. My editor only releases stories his friend Lord Gortash approves of, and he's very selective. Doesn't it just course, we're off the record and this conversation never happened. Now, if you don't mind, I've got some edits to make.
Let us talk to him. Please, if you could just...
We have the Duke's full support. For the good of the people. Our. Take it somewhere else. My hands are full.
This is front page material.
Halt! By orders of Lord Gortash, refugees are no longer allowed in the city. Turn around. Well, do you have the means to support yourself?
My good lady, I am Will Ravengard. I will not pay to enter my own city.
Ravengard? Ugh, more like the ghastliest tiefling south of Neverwinter. No refugees. It is decreed. Right. Article 30.1.5 of the Council's Decree on Extraordinary Wartime Measures. I am confiscating that. The city thanks you for your contribution. Your name?
Well met, citizen.
Your parasite stirs. From the construct, you feel connection, resonance.
Not just yet. State your business. Uh-huh. Eyes open, body still.
Behind the Watcher's gaze, a presence awakens. You are seen. You are known. Your party's prior transgressions are reflected in its stare, as witnessed by the cult's ever-alert, scrying eyes. It has heard the howls of slaughtered goblins. It has seen the deep shadows of Grimforge, and the stone floors left bloodied. The Watcher speaks directly into your mind with a voice like poisoned honey.
You are marked for special treatment. Not simply an enemy of the people, but an enemy of the Absolute. Come quietly, or die. Your peaceful surrender has been noted. You will be transferred to Worm's Rock Prison, where you will await further sentencing.
Locked up in Worm's Rock.
What are you doing? We cannot defeat the brain without that stone.
Deafening silence. Did Wint these speakers?
A hero at heart.
Let's move.
How, Malapert? Must thou stareth so?
You can't fathom how this skull could be made to talk.
Nay, sir, hides within me. I am merely a skull, nay more and nay less. I call myself Marvin. Thou mayst do the same. Unfortunate, nay, ineluctable, perchance inevitable, to be confined in such immuring quarters. Thou wishest to escape the confines of this prison, doth thou not? I can helpest thee for the cost of 2 riddles. Answer me true, and I shall teleport thee to safety. Answer me false, and I shall teleport thee near the guards. Common is just so very common. Very well. To rephrase, I will teleport you away for the cost of 2 riddles. Answer them right, and I send you to safety. Answer them wrong, and I send you to the guards. Then we begin. I fly, but not through the sky. I say goodbye at night and hello in the morning. I am part of you and follow wherever you go. I wear only black and run from the light, yet without it, I couldn't exist. Who am I? Very good. Your freedom is nigh. And now, the second riddle. I am beaten and battered, but never break. My crown has felt the strike of endless blades, yet I can never move. I never sweat, even when the summertide sun shines upon me. Who am I? An anvil indeed. You make me most proud. It is time to depart. Are you ready, madam? Freedom is yours. Savor it, for there is no gift that cannot be reclaimed or ravaged. Away!
The guard prepares to attack. Fugitives are to be killed on sight.
Let's see what this does.
This is my time. I'll take a crack.
Time to push my luck again. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
On the victor's path.
On your command. Yes.
Outmaneuver them.
Yes. Taking up position.
Don't linger.
Battle favors the fearless.
Ready for battle. There can be no respite.
Defender of the people.
Don't touch me.
Who's next? I have such a headache.
I'll take that. I'll give it a shot.
He's too far gone. You might as well lock the cell. You're too late. It's over.
By Avernus. Floric.
The Steel Watch happened. I came seeking allies to our cause. Watchers spotted me, dragged me to Older Ravengard's husk, empty as a stair. Your father's a tadpole's puppet, Will. Nothing more. He's spoken accusations. Apostasy, conspiracy, sedition. I'll be executed in 5 dawns. You might have unlocked my cell, but there's no escape from this place.
The hell's with that? Nothing is over. Not while I still draw breath.
When the people need a miracle, you cannot wait for the gods to answer.
Father's words.
Indeed. To think I'd almost forgotten. No more sulking. I know what to do. And I can only do it with the help of the blade. Lead me from my cell. Escort me out of Worm's Rock. I'll seek out my connections. When the city streets shatter, you'll want their blades. Well done. Lead the way.
I need a quick word.
What do you want? I don't need to escape. I've got food, water, privacy, and I mean to keep it that way.
guard is fast asleep.
Bathed in a 10-day. Ate all the onions. Old man Otto. Back here again. Cell stinks like an old cabbage. 3 bowls of the stew.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Battle favors the fearless.
Nothing hurts anymore. These boots have seen everything. Better not be cursed.
Oh, for
Let's rehearse this one more. Pretend I'm a fist and tell me.
Naughty, naughty, naughty little master. You have disobeyed your father's wishes one time too many. For she who fights with monsters should look to it that she herself becomes a monster. When you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you. Another will embrace what you have rejected. And that other will be your death. But your father loves you dearly. You may reinvent yourself yet. Slaughter your line. Become the last of your name. Lord Bhaal shall have but one chosen.
Memories flood back, snatches of your story written in the blood of 1,000 victims. Years spent in worship of Bhaal, leading his savage congregation in prayer, sacrifice, and slaughter. You were their master, and he was yours. A cruel master, a dread lord, a devoted father. All is as you feared. You are a spawn of Bhaal, his heir, his scion. And yet, you know you will never be free of your urge if you don't confront your past. You are not the last of your name. Not yet. There is another. The abomination wrapped in flesh you saw in the colony. Orin, it's time for a family reunion. But be wary of your confessors. Will friend turn to foe, knowing what you are?
Calm down, dear. Let's rehearse this won't happen, I swear. Pretend I'm a and tell me what you were doing in the house.
Officially, this
down the door
Nothing's
because
gonna
it
happen to us.
sounded
We'll tell them what happened, and we'll be home in no time.
inside.
The people used to respect fists. Now they call. This is the armory, not a bloody open house. Fists only. Now clear off. Trade? Do I look like a shopkeeper? This equipment isn't for sale. It belongs to the Flaming Fist. Trading license? Right. Right. Yes. I could provide you with one of those for the, official fee. Good. Clear off then. I'm busy.
You this time.
Hunk of junk stomping around.
Are they going to arrest us?
Who needs them when you've got flaming
They throw us in
fists?
jail.
Lord Gortash has been expecting your arrival. Please hold a moment.
The Watcher's presence fades, but another takes its place. Confident, dominant, commanding.
My most esteemed guest, we meet at last. I am Lord Enver Gortash. You are the prison bearer, slayer of the dread General Ketheric Thorm. I welcome you to Baldur's Gate, my city. It already is. Granted, there are a few formalities to complete, but, well, why don't you come and see? Allow me to formally invite you to my inauguration. Make your way to the ceremonial hall.
Now he's just inviting us in.
It won't. Please make your way
How
to the
considerate.
audience chamber.
Pave my path with
Can't really glaze
corpses.
that pizza.
Build my castle.
Men, women, children, all barred from entry. A damn travesty. A decade ago, Baldur's Gate would have welcomed any and everyone seeking refuge. Who would take in these souls, if not the Jewel of Baldurin? As long as Gortash is in charge, they'll be left shivering at the gates. All part of the plan, of course. Step 1. Create an army and order it to march on the city. Step 2. Shut the gates in the name of security. Step 3. Bask in the applause. Gortash hasn't made Baldur's Gate safe. He's made it a prison. And when his army breaks through, the people will have nowhere to run. To make this city a safe haven, we'll need to bathe Gortash and his allies in their own blood.
And we'll be home in no time.
Broke down the door because it sounded like...
The urges are calling on you again, aren't they? I haven't seen you sleep through the night once in the past days. Well, it certainly sheds some light on the sleepless nights you spent tied up trying to slit my throat. Bloody hells. A Bhaalspawn. Probably more Baldurian parents scare their children with stories of your kind than mine. I thought your kind was extinct. Goes to show, you should always check your facts. So, how are you feeling? Keen to reconnect with your family? Or ready to throw yourself in an oubliette? You know, I didn't realize you and I were so alike. I felt paralyzed to do anything about Cazador for so many decades. I gave up on myself. I gave up on any hope of escape after a few lashes. Bhaal controls you in much the same way. I don't know how you could beat him, but I do know this. You must try. The half-life of a mind-addled slave is worse than death. Don't become his. I wouldn't live another century as one for all the moonstones in Evereska.
I don't care how many they make.
Well met. Hells. It explains so much. Listen to me. I knew another like you. Gorion's ward. One of Baldur's Gate's great heroes. Bhaal's blood ran through their veins too. They burned away their own darkness with their own inner light. They chose courage. They chose honor. And so can you.
Well,
You wish to consult me?
Tell me, or show me. My mind is open to you.
Exposed to the limitless horror of your dreadful imagination, Minthara's mind buckles, snaps, and then burns hot. She absorbs every detail, whether memory or dream, and drinks deep of them. You sense a desire in her equal in strength to your darkest urge.
Elghor, Doktak, Slayer. There are many names for you, and all of them inspire dread. You are exquisite. You must. Yours is a heritage of murder. It cannot be ignored or evaded. You will either kill or be killed. We must find the Temple of Bhaal, slaughter Orin, and claim your inheritance.
Are they going to arrest us?
Let's see what this does.
What if they throw us in jail?
Calm down, dear. It won't happen, I swear.
So many nooks or crannies. This fortress is a lurker's paradise.
To the audience chamber.
Would you not prefer basking in the sun, like a lizard, now that it no longer blisters your pretty skin?
Old habits die hard, darling. Surely you know that.
Now's not the time for wandering. You can explore once I'm out of Worm's Rock. Now's not the time for wandering. You can
Hells, not this again.
The brain appears to be resisting its masters. It's acting of its own will.
Please make your way to the audience chamber.
This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out.
It's the least we could do. Your faith in this city should inspire us all.
When the flames roared loudest, you pulled me to safety. Most would have let me burn. I won't forget it. I will travel to the upper city, find what allies I can. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
Queen Vlaakith. Skva!
You are Hasharlok, and still you speak my name.
I've seen the captive Orpheus with my own eyes. Spoken to Shestil Kithrak Voss. You lied to us. Enslaved us.
The betrayer Voss lies! I have only a moment, and you, Hasharlok, will listen. We are Githyanki. We move mountains. We snuff out stars. We shake the plains. The traitor Voss has lied to you. The heretic prince would shatter us in an instant. The great dominion shrunk to the head of a pin.
Can this be true? Is the Githyanki prince really a threat to his own people? Or simply a challenge to Vlaakith's rule?
Return to the astral prism. Slay Orpheus the Pretender. Serve me, and I will ascend you. You will be no mere warrior, nor Kithrak. You will be Barta Vlaakith, commander of dragons. My only, my chosen. A final chance. Kneel before me. Make your promise.
Lae'zel's thoughts become yours. The sight of Orpheus looms over her mind. Voss's words echo within it. She means to forever turn her back on Vlaakith.
I gave you my faith, and you called me traitor. I gave you my life, and you ordered your knights to hunt me. I have witnessed too much, and you have given me too little. Finally, I can see. Orpheus will live, and I will hear his creed. This is my word.
Your word is nothing! You are nothing! The Kithraki will bring you. I will tear your flesh from your bones and devour your skull's marrow, while you beg for death. I will consume you. I will unmake you.
First in my heart.
So, Lae'zel's finally seen the light and turned on her mistress. It took a little time, but she got there. Though it's not over yet. Masters rarely let their slaves go without a fight.
It is done. There is no going back. As long as the Undying Queen reigns, I am never to soar unbound over the astral sea, never to cross the one in the void. As it should be. Better a short life built on truth than immortality woven of lies. Better to unite the Githyanki under a prince who would free their minds and honor their bodies. So why do I feel so bitter?
Vlaakith has upended Lae'zel's whole existence. Everything she knew to be true, every plan and aspiration she ever held has been painfully ripped away. Lae'zel's bitterness is born of sadness. She is mourning the loss of the person she once was, and can never be again.
How well you've come to know me. But in truth, she didn't take everything. I have what I have gathered for myself. I'm more to a new regent, a new land, and new allies. Vlaakith cannot unmake she who no longer exists. And so, from the old battle cries is birthed another. Shma Salar Orpheus, Ma Stilna Forgin in Yeri. Orpheus's will above all. May the comet blaze my path forward. Orpheus's freedom is my want and my need. To deny his freedom would be to deny my own. There will come a time when I can think about myself beyond the Lich Queen who enslaves the Githyanki and the prince who would liberate them. But that time won't come until the Prince of the Comet flies again. We find Voss at Sharess's caress and retrieve the key to releasing the prince. Orpheus Tough Kinazin. I'm not surprised. You've become death incarnate. Mighty, yes. And altogether unpredictable and intractable. One day, perhaps soon, Bhaal will demand your fealty. You'll either muster the strength to defy him, or you will succumb. I know how I'd choose. Vlaakith's left hand and her right. Commander of all dragons, chosen of the Queen Regent. Not since Vlaakith I has a Bart to Vlaakith been anointed. Another empty promise. Only a naive fool would believe otherwise. The kind of fool I was not so long ago.
Vlaakith's a fearsome one. The sort it's hard to say no to. But Lae'zel said it anyway, to her immense credit. She's choosing truth. She's choosing freedom. For her, for Orpheus, for the Githyanki people. I wish I knew a good Githyanki cheer to celebrate the occasion, but the only gift phrases I've picked up are the sweary sort.
Glad to see I'm not the only one on the wrong side of an omnipotent authority figure. Lae'zel did well to break free of Vlaakith's manipulations, though I doubt Vlaakith will let such insubordination go unpunished. A Bhaalspawn? Gosh. I know what it is to have a closer connection than most with the gods. But with Bhaal, that's not a bond I'd like to be bound with. You should be careful. Very, very careful.
I didn't think I'd live to see the day when Lae'zel turned her back on Vlaakith. But all things considered, good for her. I suppose that makes you quite remarkable. Though not in a way I'd envy, perhaps. From what little I can recall hearing of Bhaal's mortal children, not all succumb to his influence. Perhaps you can still resist your nature, if you want to.
Soldier, my engine. It hurts. I think this might be it. Soon. Things burning hotter than I knew it could. But look, we've just about made it to the city. That'll do me. Let's go protect it. Whatever happens after that is between me and the so-called gods. Bit sweaty, but up for whatever's next. Ugh. Thanks, soldier. Can't wait to be home. Anything that comes after that is extra.
If our traveling companions continue to make poor choices, we will soon have every god in this plane and the next hunting us. Lae'zel risks everything with her childish rebellion. Yes. I only know it through history books and hearsay. A city of murder and grief. It is already living up to the legend. From the still, dark waters of Lake Donegarten to the black academies of Tierbresh, it is a city of wonders and terror. But it is not my home anymore. If I were to return, I would be denied all of its wonders and shown only the terror. I am a daughter of Menzoberranzan's most ancient and powerful house, the Bainray. I lived a life of privilege and danger. My home was at the tallest point of Cuel Arzol, the place of the nobles, a plateau high above the city's sprawl. I enjoyed every luxury, whether harvested in the Underdark or stolen from the surface, and I survived my first assassination attempt while I still suckled at my mother's breast. I tasted her blood that day. She covered my body with her own, and a blade bit deep into her chest, almost puncturing her heart. When I came of age, she tried to take my life herself, and I gave her fresh scars to match those she earned protecting me. I expect so. If the world were to end, I think my mother would survive to rule over the ruins. Yes. My house trained me to be a soldier in Lolth's service, and my mother showed me how to survive the perils of society. She taught me to be resilient, and to guard my heart from those who cannot be trusted. Literally and figuratively. When I choose to let somebody close, I do not do so lightly. That gives a great depth of meaning to the bonds I do share.
Hi. It's me, Yenna. You remember me, right? You were really nice to me before, and, my mum hasn't come back yet. She might come later. I don't think she's coming. Could we maybe stay here?
It isn't much of a home, but what's ours is yours.
Yes! You've got a fire and everything. I can cook really good. Whatever you want. Thank you, thank you.
So, it seems that Vlaakith is Lae'zel's queen no longer. That took no small amount of backbone. I have. He speaks to me during my nightly meditations. He is well. And Oliver also. At times they are one, and at others they divide. Easier for playing, perhaps. And the land thrives also. I doubt you would recognize it. Perhaps one day, you and I can both return and see it for ourselves. You are a mortal child of Bhaal. Be careful with whom you share that fact. I hear many of your kind have met premature ends.
I'll give it a shot.
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. It's rebelling against Orin and Gortash fiercely. I suspected that when we took Ketheric's stone, the brain would begin to break free. Those brain quakes confirm that my suspicion was correct. I do not know what happens now when it receives their orders, and I do not dare guess.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An elder brain enslaved is one thing. An elder brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. Come. You may as well sit a while, now that you are here. Your company isn't unwelcome. An accurate myself distracted of late. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else. Indeed, Duke Stelmane, or as I knew her, Belin, when she was alive. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed, though my relationship with Belin was different from my relationship with you. In life, she was my business partner, back when we ran the Knights of the Shield. A difficult task for a mind flayer. Duke Stelmane trusted me, and the city trusted her. I conceived the plot, but Belin took center stage. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. It was she who negotiated deals and signed off on agreements. Her rooms played host to the most important conversations in the city. Together, we brought order to chaos. At its height, everything that happened in that city went through the shield. Through us. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone. I appreciate your understanding. What I feel is deeper than superficial cures can reach. And not entirely unwelcome. Most people think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. I am glad you are not most people. Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus. And so do you.
Is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
For a while, after the Shadow Curse was lifted, I felt hope in a way that I hadn't felt in years. I thought that nature would heal and balance between it and civilization could be restored once and for all. Yet since we neared the city, I've seen more and more signs that I was being naive. Refugees, orphans, the downtrodden, all being left behind. If such sorrows are the fruits of civilization, perhaps there can be no true balance between it and nature. Temporary crises have a habit of becoming part of the everyday given half a chance. A rot is taking hold here. That poor girl, Yenna. This city will devour her as sure as any wild predator would do. Be it through malice or just neglect. Her fate will be sealed by this place. Society should be judged based on how they treat their most vulnerable. Baldur's Gate may deserve harsh judgment from what I've seen so far. I wish I knew. Truly. A problem for another day, perhaps. I just hope there is another day. At least we took Yenna in off the streets. But there are many more out there.
How much further can I go?
Something's not right about those steel watchers. I'm telling you.
Ah, they're harmless. Except if you're a criminal.
Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience chamber.
Sticking up to each other if the sky falls around. Don't like it.
Lord Gortash is expecting you. Please make your way to the audience.
Kinspeople, Baldurians, friends, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
It's him. Gortash. This is it. I can practically taste his blood from here.
The tiefling is letting her passions get the better of her. The situation is delicate. Do not be swept up in her emotions.
So we bide our time. But make no mistake, that monkey is mine.
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay their respects.
My respects? You're lucky I've agreed not to shove my boot up your...
My favorite assassin. I'm so glad you've returned to my side.
Hang on, what? You know each other?
We have important matters to address. My reunion with Karlach can wait. Oh, I'd forgotten. Your memories are quite lost, aren't they? Orin told me she'd made a fool of you. To think you and Karlach traveled together all this time and she hadn't the faintest you were one of my nearest and dearest. Let me clear up some mysteries then. It's about time, I think. You and I initiated this plot. We discussed in depth the failures of our predecessors and how to avoid them. We understood that if we were to unite, no one could stand in the way of the Dead Three. So, unite we did. First, we obtained the crown. Then we enslaved the brain. From there, it was but a small step to the most successful religious hoax ever perpetrated. First, Orin the Red, bloody dagger of Bhaal, causes panic in the streets through killings in the Absolute's name. You would have carried out that part of the plan had Orin not ruined your hard work. Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Merkel's general, Ketheric Thorpe. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me. Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice. You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the Absolute. The faithful will do anything in the name of their god.
It was all going so well, until you vanished. Orin informed us that henceforth she would speak for the Temple of Bhaal, and act on their behalf. But she made a mess of things. Unlike you, she cannot control herself.
Hang on. What the fuck is going on here?
Have you gone soft? I find that hard to believe. One's true nature always rises to the top.
When Ketheric fell, I feared the worst. That our plans would fail like so many before because of discord among ourselves. Now you've returned. We can achieve all of our dreams still. You brought Thorm's Netherstone. You know, it takes all three to control the brain. Without Thorm's, it's become vexingly willful. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the Crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, a bleak prospect. But it's a fate that can be avoided if you and I renew our old partnership. Together, we can still restore authority over the brain. Bhaal isn't done with you, you must know that. You have effortless talents, killing instinctually like you breathe blood. Stand with Bhaal, or it will spell your doom. But I can offer some aid for the storm you're about to weather.
You should hear him out.
With Ketheric gone, Orin proves treacherous. She wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her. Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know, she's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all three Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth. So I turn to you, the former ruler of the cult of Bhaal. Let's make our pact anew. A divine oath, sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here, so the three are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the Absolute.
The urge, the deplorably brutal urge, sickens within you. When you level the world over, that dead world must be yours alone. But first you will rule. Then you will ruin.
What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
Let's be allies, said the viper to the frog.
Gortash's eyes blink in a consistent rhythm. He stands calmly, confidently. He fully intends to share his kingdom with you.
I am not Orin. I know the value of alliance. Bane teaches his followers to reward those who support his chosen, not to betray them. You and I always knew we could only stand against the world united. Orin's blind ambition failed us. She compromised you just when success seemed certain. Ketheric, his obsession with his daughter made him lose all hold on reason. They floundered, even as they tried to rise above us. We will not, cannot make that mistake if we come together in trust. What a shame to refuse the power of a god. Perhaps a demonstration of why you need my help will motivate you to make the right decision. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
Take that with a grain of salt. This is Gortash we're talking to.
Let this be a warning. Orin will be your downfall, or you will be hers. We make an alliance, and you will be the victor. I will give you time to reconsider.
Tread carefully. Remember, you must do what it takes to survive, even if it means striking a deal with the enemy.
Oh, but I most certainly am not. Now, come, be witness, as I make history as the first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. You will follow me, and you will show due respect. Distinguished dukes, patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent? Enver Gortash, the council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the steel watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
So there you have it. Lord Enver Gortash in all his glory. What did you make of him? Not if I get to him first. How could all these people cheer for him like that? Can't they see what a chancer he is? And they expect these big metal monsters to tuck them in at night while the Absolute knocks on the gates. If only they knew the truth. The Dead Three orchestrated all of this. And it's working. I wish this city, the people running it, were smarter than me. Gortash isn't their salvation. He's the monster at the gate.
Very well.
Dearest Karlach, I'd busy myself finding Orin if I were you. I'll still be here for any unfinished business once you've secured your camp.
That's it? That's all you have to say to me?
Were you hoping for something else? A word of wisdom? A hug?
Thanks to you, I don't hope for things anymore. I just take whatever it is I want. See you soon, motherfucker.
You most certainly will.
Precious little Bhaal babe. Then I'll see your delicious self tonight.
Unthinkable. To see my own father named Gortash, the sole ruler of Baldur's Gate. Please, we need to speak with him. Maybe he can see reason.
Baldur's Gate at last. We should find Sharess's caress. Voss will be waiting.
Almost pleasant traveling with company. If you ignore all the less...
How can I help?
Seems simple enough.
By order of Lord Gortash, it is here admitted to the city must be surrendered. All livestock
Every criminal we hang is one less stain on the peace and prosperity of this great city.
Will result in
Obey the past and obey the law.
more severe punishment.
You haven't a chuffing mouth.
Need to find a way forward.
Really won't be.
Stormshore Tabernacle.
Something's on my
Divine
mind.
protectors of Baldur's Gate, hear this humble plea. Well met, Oathsworn. Your faith may not be orthodox, but it's still welcome here. You have come far, I perceive. How may I serve you this day? Of course, my child. Within limits. Behold my wares.
The hero at heart.
Where am I needed? And I'm off. Going this way.
Welcome back. You have come far, I perceive. Of course, my child. Within limits. Behold my wares.
Moving ahead.
Ending monstrosity of the absolute.